Alright everyone, welcome back. A programmer plays Zapling Bygone. In our previous episode, we kind of got ready for the finale, and this is probably it. We're going to be diving into fighting what I assume are the last couple bosses and trying to roll credits. So, yeah, let's just get into it. Alright, let's reconsider our plan of attack here. Because we had tried doing just like a shoot at a distance kind of approach, and that was not super working out for us. I think we can beat this boss by jumping on the walls and then smacking it. That's gonna be slow, but probably better than what we've had going. So let's increase our HP pool. We will keep the healing on. Increase melee damage and decreases attack speed. I don't think that'll matter for us. We'll take lantern off because that's not helping us at all. We'll also take beam off and try that. We'll give this a shot and see if my wall slap approach helps. It might not. We'll find out. Bump, bump, bump. Yeah, the plan is to do better than that. Oh no, this is not gonna work. All right, we're just gonna immediately re-roll. That absolutely was not gonna work. I forgot just how short the range on the melee is when you don't have the blaster. So we'll do that. We'll try that, and yeah, I'll let y'all know how it goes. All right, let's see how we do. I feel like there's probably something that I'm missing with the enemies that are down in the water. Okay, that was bad. That was bad. At least gotten a heal in. Shit. Oh, I don't know that I've ever even like seen this attack. That's interesting. Well, gosh, does he do 2 hits of damage per attack? That's crazy. This one's brutal. Like, I think that strategy was generally working, but it's slow. Alright, we can definitely make this work, but... Fuck. Made some bad decisions here, but that's okay. Basically, just need to get one more hit, and then we'll find out if this guy has a second phase. He says, and then is completely wrong. That it? Yes, okay. Woo! I was getting nervous there, I'm not gonna lie. Right. We are going to go out and save, because I don't... Again, like, I just don't super trust that that save happened. There we go. Game saved. And you know what? Honestly, our equipment right now is probably fine as a general purpose attack strategy, so we'll go for it. Oh, maybe there's not a true like final boss. Zapling plant? Okay. I was genuinely expecting to have the three bosses and then the final boss. I guess it makes sense to not have a like true final boss like that, but it makes me suspicious. Unlocked game modes Metal Face and Explorer mode. Interesting. Ooh, are these like Kickstarter backers maybe? Feels like Kickstarter backers. This is an awful lot of A names. So might be sitting here a while. Actually, no, we can fast forward. Nice. Sorry, Kickstarter backers or Patreons, whomever you are. Appreciate y'all, but I'm not feeling the need to capture all of these into this YouTube video. All right. Any percent? 100%. Honorary speedrunner. Fan art stuff. Special thanks. All right. And you for playing this mess. This planet kind of gives me a Centaur world vibe, which is a very specific vibe. green. All right. So there we go. Another ending. Um, I'm very surprised at how little time that took me. Yeah, and now we're here. Interesting. Um. All right. Well, let's talk about this game a little bit. What worked and what didn't, and then we'll call this video done. So, for me, I think my biggest beef with this game was the way that the map was handled. Because as far as I could tell, you would go into an area, you would find the boss, defeat them, and that would then reveal the entire map for that area. Um, Even if it meant that it was revealing rooms that you hadn't been in. Now, I'm okay with the first part of that. Like, don't give the player the map until they defeat the boss. Makes a navigational challenge, but you know, a surmountable one. Like, obviously, I managed to find my way to bosses and beat them. But the whole map is colored in and it's kind of immutable. I'm sure that, like, in terms of like code, that's quite simple because it's just like, all right, here's an array or hash map, I should say, of boss identifiers and map images, and when you go to render the map screen like this, you just loop through what bosses have been defeated. Do we have an identifier for them in this hash map? We do. Great. Render the image, and bada bing, bada boom, you get a whole map. Pretty straightforward. No extra data in your save file. A 30-line class. Like, it's pretty straightforward. The problem is that it really like cuts you off from some of the navigational tools that make Metroidvania so satisfying. The whole revealing the map over time comes in like really like abrupt, like lurching bits, and it means that players can see things that they haven't actually explored, and it sort of takes away it takes away finding new rooms and like figuring out the expanse of the space. Like, all right, I know that this tower is this tall. It's not taller. There's not extra stuff up there. It's that tall because we got the whole map in one go. And so there's not much motivating me to look higher than that point for like hidden rooms and whatever. But also on the flip side, like looking down at this room down here in the corner, I know that room's there, even though I hadn't been to it until way after I got the map for it, and that made it a little harder to remember to go back for it. So that I really think that the map system being so simple really hurt the game's vibe. It also hurts that you can't like put down markers or anything on here. I would have really loved to put down some markers. I'd love to have markers for where I got items and stuff like that. That would help me like sort of catalog it all in my mind and sort of get an idea of, you know, oh hey, this area looks a little bit suspiciously empty. So yeah, that's something that I think would really hurt the game. Other things, you guys know me. I'm always going to be saying the same thing. I wish this game had a bestiary. There's a pretty decent variety of enemies in this game, I feel like. It would be nice to have an inventory of what enemies we've fought, how many we've fought them, some trivia about like either lore stuff or some stats about like, hey, this is how strong they are. All of that would be good. And instead, we've got these what feel like AI generated paintings. If they're not AI generated, the game hasn't done much to convince me otherwise. So, kind of a missed opportunity. In terms of movement, we're reasonably agile. We get ourselves a double jump and eventually a triple jump if we want it. Climbing on walls gives us definitely like a unique feel. We're a little bit on the floaty side, but not terribly. Like, I feel like gravity could have been adjusted just a hair to feel better, but in general, it feels good to move around in this game. The platforming challenges didn't fully take advantage of it. And I think part of that comes down to like, hey, some of your movement options are based on what charms you have equipped, and so the developer really couldn't make many challenges that were like hard keyed around you have 3 jumps or anything like that. I don't love how most of the charms have a trade off because it really made me not engage with a lot of them. Like all of these that are like, hey, you can have these spikes and stuff, and that'll replace the beam. And I'm like, well, it also feels weird to me that we like barely got any health increases and not very many power pool increases. Like, got these guys, obviously. These are the way to like have more health. But there wasn't much in the way of like heart pieces, so to speak. And I think that for a Metroidvania, that's kind of a shame. Metroidvanias really thrive off of finding ways to increase your power and make you more equipped to explore even deeper. So yeah, the whole charms having shapes and or colors, depending on how you want to think about it, is fine. I'm okay with that. It does mean that there's kind of a strange thing where you find like it's fine as a like an idea to like make the player like balance their loadout and stuff, but because the different skulls have different numbers of circles and squares and triangles, it does kind of like it that lowers the possibility space. Like, even if I liked the look of the skull of the coward, I wouldn't use it because it doesn't have a triangle. We switch to the skull of the Rat King as soon as we can to get that Triforce on there. And then similarly, like once we had feature here, it's pretty hard to justify using anybody else because they don't have 4 circles and multiple triangles for us to slot into. So if there was some way that we could like level up our old skulls to match to the potential of our newer ones, I would be pretty down for that. I'd be willing to do some side quests to level up Grapplehead to have more circles or whatever. I also didn't love the way like if we've got Grapplehead equipped, it changes the Rat Head here when we're using the ability, which is fine for most of the skulls. But see how we go to the Black Skull when we're on there? It means that for Grapplehead and the Shared Burden, like this, it looks like we're glitching constantly. Every time we double jump, we go to this white skull, and I don't know. To me, I think that it needed like either like a particle or something to make it clear that it wasn't a glitch and that it wasn't intentional. We're switching what skulls we're using, or just not do it. I don't think that it's a cool enough novelty to be worth the visual effect and the visual confusion that that adds into the mix. Thinking about the lore of the game, like I don't know. I like these comics, they're cool, but this is not a huge amount of lore to work off of. Similarly, these fragments, like this isn't a ton of text to parse, and it's really hurt by the fact that you look here, look at don't mind in the next to last paragraph. It's got character encoding issues. So there's no apostrophe in this font, I guess, which feels a little sloppy. So there's things that if this game got an expansion could really help the game fix little issues like this, add more memories for us to find, second pages or whatever. Maybe give a little more structure to, hey, you've talked to this NPC, go talk to this NPC to figure out what they're talking about, because a lot of the NPC dialogue, it feels just like kind of out of the blue, just random people talking about not being able to die, I guess. Which, by the way, like, not a bad concept. Like, that's kind of an interesting conceit for a game. Um, so it does kind of bum me out that I didn't feel like I locked in with the lore more because there were some interesting ideas there. But yeah, overall, it's fun. It's just not that polished of a game. It's got some rough edges that really like snagged, I guess. Um, but if you're looking for, you know, a Hollow Knight like that is a, you know, available, unlike Silksong, then yeah, this game definitely playable. I did enjoy it. I just wish it was a little more polished. So that I think will do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. I know that I enjoyed playing this game, and I'll see you all in the next series. Bye.